All right, I'm really excited today because I got one of the most interesting person that I know, DEVON No Limits LARRATT.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah,
Good to
what's up,
see you
man?
again.
I know for sure. Thanks
Good to
for
see you.
coming on. This is actually because I host a lot of podcasts, actually, but this is the first episode of the first one I'm doing for my own channel, and we're kicking it off with DEVON No Limits LARRATT. So I'm pretty
I'm
excited.
the icebreaker.
Exactly, the arm
That's pretty
breaker, the
cool.
icebreaker.
Bodybuilding and arm wrestling brought together by
Yes,
Juji
sir.
Mufu.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Juji's has been the catalyst for us to meet for sure. And a funny story to just give the audience a little idea of how you are. So when you came to see me and Juji at Pure, I mean, what one morning or was it afternoon? You came in the gym doing some arm wrestling promo stuff and some exhibition and coaching and videos. And I said, "Oh, where did you sleep?" I said, "Oh, I slept. There was a nice sleeping weeping willow tree in the back, and I just slept outside underneath the tree." I said, "What? You slept outside underneath the tree?" And for me, that was like, man, this guy is like so fucking cool.
Hey,
So
did you try it?
I didn't try it.
Hey, did you see the tree I'm talking about?
Yes, I did see the tree. Yeah, yeah.
Really nice.
It's kind of perfect for if I
Yeah.
had to sleep underneath the tree. That would be the tree.
Yep.
Is this something you do often, or that was just like was a nice weather and you just was like, let's do this?
I do it all the time.
Yeah,
I do it
sleeping
all the
bag
time.
or
Yeah. I normally carry blankets with me, like when I travel. And I mean, look, I don't mind a hotel room from time to time.
Mhm.
But in Canada, in the summer, we only have a couple good months, you know, and if the weather's nice, man, it's perfect. It's perfect. You find a
You're
nice
right.
tree. It's
Mhm.
For me, nothing beats that. I'll do it down south as well if I'm traveling. Really, if my plans are like I'm not sleeping under trees when I'm going to compete.
No.
But if it's kind of me just kind of rolling around and having a good time, I often don't book anything. And when I don't book anything, if the weather's nice, man, I live like a hobo. I'll live like a totally homeless person out on the street. I love it.
Yeah, you know what's crazy though? I mean, I think I could probably fall asleep in a nice, comfortable. I do need a lot of pillows though, but the thing I would be afraid of is that what about like your surroundings, the danger? You're not afraid that fucking some guy is gonna jump you or something like that?
Nah, not really. I mean, a lot of times you'll pick spots like, nobody's going there. Like you'll be like nobody is. And how many people are jumping homeless people? I mean, I don't know. Look, I've been doing it for years. Nobody's jumped me.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think if I would go somewhere where nobody would go, and I would find like a 6 foot something fucking arm wrestler sleeping like a bear, I wouldn't poke the bear. You know, you're right.
and the thing is look at, I'm not doing this in cities. Like I'm not really doing this like, in
Downtown
places
Toronto.
where it's more dangerous. Like I'm doing this, you know, a little bit off the beaten path.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Okay,
yeah.
so I have a few questions here because I want people. I have some questions I'm actually curious myself, but also that people would probably know. So what do you love the most about arm wrestling?
Well, for me, it's become like a giant experiment, and I feel like it's making me learn things. Uh, Arm wrestling is kind of like my teacher.
Hmm.
And through arm wrestling, I learn all sorts of weird truths, and I uncover things that I didn't know about. So when I was a kid, like so many of us in the fitness community, I fell in love with strength, and arm wrestling has been my tool to kind of uncover knowledge about my body, knowledge about training. Arm wrestling community is great. Competition is fantastic. I love to compete. I love to fight. Uh, I love I love to practice. But I think that the thing that I love the most is the day to day strategization on how to get better.
Hmm.
It's that's the thing that's just got me so hooked, because if I can figure out ways to improve myself, to me that's totally captivating. And yeah.
You know what? You know what? I think the fact that you're training for weeks on end and you're preparing for one event, that's something I can relate to with bodybuilding.
Oh yeah.
It's also the same type of like thing that fighters will do, or boxers, right? They have a fight camp, and then they will like everything will amount to like their performance on one specific day, and I love that too. It's like you just start to like, how can I make this day the best it can be, and repeat that, and then rack them up, and hopefully like on that day I'll leave no stones unturned and just fucking kick ass.
Yeah.
So yeah, the thing is with arm wrestling, for those who don't know, you've won like multiple world titles. Like you've done the heavies, you've done the super heavies, you've won all that before in the WEF. What was it called? The your federation,
WAL, World Arm Wrestling
W
League.
WL. Yes,
Yeah.
and arm wrestling, to be honest, is one of the sports I like watching the most, along with UFC and strongman. Those are the only thing I like to watch. Like NFL, yeah, but no. I like arm wrestling, strongman, and fighting. That's what I like the most. And dude, if people didn't look you up yet, your matches are always the most entertaining and the best. Like you make arm wrestling a great sport just by being there yourself. So I really like that.
Hey, thanks, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Not everybody agrees. A lot of people want to
Yeah,
see me thrown out of the sport forever.
yeah, but because you're winning, right? It's like if you look at pro wrestling, WWE, everybody loves like the underdog, but then when the guy keeps winning, he becomes the asshole. And then like now he's like the heel, the villain, right? So sometimes you're probably like the heel to a lot of people, but it's just because you're just good. You talk shit, and maybe there's some controversy and things like that. But I really like it. I mean, if you guys haven't checked him out yet, you gotta check him out. So, so with the arm wrestling, it started in your was in the military. Is that what you said that to me one time, or was before that?
I started before that.
Before that. So where did it start?
Yeah. Antoine, I actually started with my grandmother.
Your grandmother?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh, you
I
want
was like
you want
5.
some pie, and then boom, she
Yeah,
just arm wrestles.
that's exactly what it was. She used to bribe me
Really?
with pie. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Wait a minute. So she's the one who introduced you to the arm wrestling, but for what reason? She
Well,
like
I was just a really hyper kid. I've toned down
oh,
a lot. Like when I was
okay.
like little, like 4 or 5 years old, I was just kind of a ball of energy. And
Yeah. Yeah,
um
yeah.
and I was just really I like to fight. I like to fucking rip around. And um she kind of I'd have to do chores, like I'd have to go and do something, and my reward was I would get to arm wrestle with my grandmother.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
that's
And
how I started arm
so
wrestling with my
would
grandmother.
she beat you
Oh
at
yeah,
first? For sure she would, but then when did you start beating her? Never.
I never beat her.
Oh, you never beat her.
I never
Oh,
beat her. No,
undefeated. Grandma
no,
Lara.
I never beat her. Unfortunately, I never did. I think we had like our kind of final showdown. I was probably like 10 or 11.
Oh, that must have been good.
Yeah, that was a good
Yeah,
match. Like
yeah.
we would always, and I'd be like, okay, grandma's coming over. I'd get ready, and yeah, we had a freaking a war, and that was about our last match. And I ended up moving out west and living with her when I was like 18.
Okay,
But
so you never
at
after that.
that point,
Yeah, no, yeah,
no.
yeah.
But
Oh, that's
no,
cool.
I never ended up beating her.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah,
So she actually
but
is undefeated.
I did it through public school and through high school, just on desks.
Hmm.
And then I really got into it in the oil field. So I worked oil
Oil
field.
field. Okay, okay,
My
okay.
boss was a world champion.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
In
yeah.
the same
This dude,
federation,
oh my
or
god, he could have been like a high level bodybuilder.
oh
Dude's
wow.
his physique was incredible, incredible physique. Like 165-pound dude, just perfect,
Mm.
perfect. no, like zero, like just one of those guys who genetically has no fat and, and like super ripped and like and massive. I know I said 165, but he was at 165. He was huge. He was
Yeah,
huge.
no, I get it. Yeah, everything was there probably. It's crazy how some people have genetics, and you said like oil. So he was working all day,
Yeah,
and then eating whatever. It's like just training, and then arm wrestling, and he was like a world champion in his weight category.
ridiculous.
There's some
Rid-
crazy people out there, huh? We just don't know about that existed in the whole world that were just like savages.
His
You know, it's
metabolism was unbelievable, man. His level of work, like the amount of work he could do all day long, was like 3 times what everybody else was doing.
different,
Yeah,
different era or mindset or something, right?
he was my first teacher.
Okay. So
Yeah,
before
his name
that,
was
you were just before that you were just trying to manhandle people, but then he was
yeah.
the guy showing you the techniques.
He was the first one who was like a professional. Yeah.
Oh wow,
Everything before that was for fun and kind of amateur. Nobody really knew what they were doing. He was the first kind of mentor, like kind of master that I found in arm wrestling.
so what's his name?
Dion Lengel.
Dion Langell. Is he still around or is
Yeah, man, he's still around. Yeah, yeah,
still kicking? Well, shout out
yeah.
to
He comes from an arm wrestling family. All the Lengels, they're all like they're older now, but they're all like champions of arm wrestling. All the brothers. Yeah,
that's awesome, man.
yeah. I
So
moved
did
back
you
home.
yeah, move back home?
Yeah, got in the military, and kind of after that, I was going everywhere and doing it.
So the military part, have you ever talked about that or you just don't want to talk about that sometimes?
Whatever,
Whatever.
whatever. Yeah,
Because you did you had a pretty serious position in the military. It was like I've heard people say like you were like in the commandos or secret services. I never really knew what it is. Like, is this something you
yeah,
could talk about or?
yeah. It's fine. I mean, I'm I'm as retired as you can imagine now,
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah,
it's all
yeah.
ancient history for me. I was in a unit called JTF. I did 16 of my 20 years there. It's
16
I think
years?
it.
Wait, 16 years in the military?
No, no, I
Whoa,
did 20.
20. Whoa, so you're a true
Yeah,
vet.
yeah, yeah. I did a
Yeah.
full 20 years, and 16 of them I did with JTF two.
Okay. Did
Yeah,
16? So
JTF
did
two is kind of like well, it's our hostage rescue, counterterrorism. That's our unit for Canada. Yeah,
wow. So you went overseas for sure,
I
multiple
did.
times.
Yeah, I did a whole bunch of tours. Spent a lot of time in Afghanistan. Yeah, yeah. Really,
Okay. So that
really loved it.
really.
I would still be there if I could, but we all get older, and
I know.
it's a tough gig, man. Being a
Oh, I
special
bet.
forces guy is everything's got to be working really good.
Yeah, because for example, if you're having a bad day and you're a bodybuilder, having a bad day, you go to the office, there's a very low repercussion. You're having a bad day and you gotta bust through a door, dude, this could be it, right?
It's
That's crazy. That's crazy.
very unique lifestyle. Um, I I really a lot of people when they think back about their service, you're left with a lot of emotions.
Hmm.
It's a very powerful experience when you look at the whole thing. Overall, I wouldn't have traded it for anything. And if I could still do it, I probably would. But it's for me like even when I was a kid, I was drawn to strength, but I was drawn to combat. I was drawn to fighting. And there's a lot of ways you can fight in life. You can be a fighter in anything. You want to be a homemaker, you can be a great fighting homemaker, like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but it's very easy for a dude to kind of express it as a soldier. And for me, this was like one of the highest expressions that I could do in my life of kind of that part of me, that fighting part of me. Um, yeah, yeah.
It
I'd be
is. It
lying
is.
if I said I didn't think about it from time to time.
Yeah, it is the highest. Like you said, like some people, like I'll give you a funny example. Some people are like, "Yeah, today I'm going to go to war at the gym." I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, it's a good mindset, but you're not really going to fucking war. Like, shut the fuck up. You're working in a gym and you got to go in a speedo on stage. You're not going to battle. Like, the veterans and all the people like that does that service, they're really going to fucking war sometimes, which is sad because war you don't never want that to happen. But I mean, probably explain a lot of the mindset you have with everything else too. Like so with the adrenaline part of it, obviously, like if you're in a mission, how can you compare it to arm wrestling when you have a really high match and you're does it compare or not at all?
Not even close, buddy.
Oh
Not
man.
even close. Like,
Oh wow.
you know, um, look at like I love arm wrestling. I do. I'm crazy about arm wrestling, and I get and I really do get really excited about matches, but it's not. You can't compare the two. It's not the same. You know, when you're going over and you're getting ready to do a tour. Like, we'll just say a tour is like a big piece, right? And within a tour, you'll do like, that's like 5 months, and you'll do like missions all the time on that tour. And
Mm,
depending on what your job is, like I was an operator. So, uh, so my job is going out the door typically at night. And, you know,
mm-hmm.
uh, there's nothing that I've found that compares
Oh
to,
yeah.
the excitement. Um, it's very, very powerful experience in terms of the way it can change you. Like, um, you will definitely become very aware of your own mortality, right?
Mm,
Like,
mm-hmm.
it will be pushed right in your face all the time.
Right there. Yeah.
You'll be like, tonight, tonight is quite possibly your last night on this planet. Are you good? You know, and you'll ask yourself that every day, every day. And then, you'll get back home and you'll kind of chill out, and then you'll be asked to go again, and you'll know what it means. So it's an opportunity to really kind of make sure that you're at peace with all your actions, and you're doing what you want with your life, because it's, I mean, now, like, the way I live, yeah, I might die tonight with a total fluke, like it could happen, but I'm not constantly being reminded of it.
Mm-hmm.
When I was on tour, mostly what I did was, um, I trained for arm wrestling.
That's funny.
That's that's mostly what I did. Um,
Yes,
I
that's
did
funny.
missions, and when I didn't have a mission, I'd be getting ready for matches when I was coming back home.
Wow, that's
And I'd
that's very
always
cool.
come back in like the best shape, because they're feeding you, they're taking care of you. All you got to do is fight, and that's it. Your only job is to go out at night and fight, and everything else they take care of. So, I mean, you'll get an incredible shape on when you're on
Wow.
tours, as
Yeah.
long as you don't get hurt.
Yeah, or worse. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I guess from what I'm hearing all that, and I can't even like put myself in your shoes, but coming out of all that, I would probably be like just like so happy to just like be alive and be have another perspective, I guess. So what would be your perspective? What's your perspective now that you've done all that? After you think it changed you in like the really in a good way?
It for sure changed me. Like, it gave me a lot of experience. Like, I felt a lot of things. I witnessed a lot of things. So, um, I would say that it the one thing that it did for me is it kind of raised the expectations for me for how exciting I think life should be. You know,
Yeah,
so
yeah, I know what you
so the
mean. Yeah,
thing is when life doesn't get too exciting, I can get pretty depressed. I'm like,
yeah.
what's going? I'm missing something. I feel like I'm really missing out. But it lets me do very, very well in periods of high stress. I'd say that that's the main thing that it did for me. And I made a ton of good friends, and I met people from all over the world. I think that it definitely made me a better athlete, for sure. The whole, getting ready for tours, just the whole thought about fighting and winning and combat, it kind of puts you in a mindset that's very similar to sport, is very, very close. No matter what you are doing, and it's very serious. So I think it probably helped me a lot in for sure in arm wrestling. For sure, it's helped me.
Yeah, so that's pretty crazy. So I guess I'll just say two things. One, thank you for your service, and the second one, I'm glad you fucking made it back.
Me too, buddy.
Right?
You know,
So yeah,
I say this one a lot, and this is
okay,
very interesting, super interesting. I'm fascinated by the idea of luck.
okay, yes,
There's luck all the time, right? In our lives, things are normal, and then all of a sudden, something will come along that's kind of not normal, and that's kind of what I interpret as luck, like good or bad. Like all of a sudden, something happens. It's like, oh, that doesn't happen every day, and this is something that's like it's close to luck in my mind. It's something that just a little bit different. And when you're in a war zone, luck is very, very important. Bullets are flying, shit's going off. Like one step to the left, one step to the right can make all the difference. And there's no skill really. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't, but there's a lot of luck, a lot of luck. And you do everything you can to set the conditions, right? You do everything you can so that when luck does come, that you're in the right place, to maximize your chance of winning or to minimize damage. You're always thinking like that. You're thinking something's going to happen. Something's going to happen. Let me be in the right place. Now, here's a crazy statistic. Crazy statistic. Our unit in Canada, we've been involved in the fighting overseas for, a good 20 years of heavy fighting. A good 20 years. Even more than that, really, when you look at all the missions we've done. Craziest statistic is we have never lost an operator. Unbelievable. The statistical impossibility of what I just said is completely ludicrous. The amount of missions we've done, the amount of times we've been shot or fragged or blown up or accidents, it's completely mind-boggling. Makes me think all sorts of things that I have no idea about.
Luck, a higher power, God,
Yeah,
chance, whatever it's fate, whatever it is,
man,
right?
the math
That's a
doesn't
crazy.
add up.
I didn't expect that.
No,
I didn't. That's
the
so
math
strange.
the math will make you crazy.
Yeah. Well, knock on wood. Let's not jinx it. So okay, so obviously after all that, you went to art into arm wrestling, but I'm always wondered, like, okay, if you did obsess over arm wrestling, what else would you have obsessed over after,
Well,
or during?
I did love fighting, right? Like
Okay.
I've always loved fighting of all kinds. I used to play basketball. I used to run Ironman, but everything kind of fell away. I liked the simplicity of arm wrestling. I liked that we could fight each other because it is like a combat sport, but at the same time, it's the friendliest of all the combat sports, right? Like the only part that we're fighting with is the hands. So we can't really hurt each other the way that, a judo guy or a karate guy or a boxer or a UFC guy can hurt each other. But it's a similar feel, So I think that's one of the reasons why I really liked it, because on the one hand, I was doing like some really, really hardcore shit. And then this was kind of the same feel, but it was like a safe place. It's like a safe place to kind of have the same feelings.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
I
you
don't know,
can
man.
lose.
Hey, I can get into anything. It's just I'm so far down this road now. I just don't want to stop.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, and you do love fighting because how late did you accept the match against the Mountain Thor for a boxing
Oh,
match?
dude, that was 4 weeks. 4 weeks.
4 weeks out, and this guy's been training for over a year. And then and for me, it was like, I think in my head, I was like, I think Devin can get him. And then Juju said, I don't know, he can't even unbend his arm fully.
Yeah.
How can he punch? Oh man, but dude, that takes some balls, and you do love fighting just for the sake of fighting. If you're gonna show up with the Mountain, like just of all people, like from the Game of Thrones, the world's strongest man. His name is the
Yeah.
Mountain. Like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was crazy. That was
Yeah.
awesome
I had to say yes, you know.
for
I
sure.
had to. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you came out of it pretty good though.
Oh my God, you're too nice to me, man. He destroyed me. I would, you know, um, I wish I could have fought him, when I was like 28.
Yeah,
When I was
right.
28, I was a pretty good fighter, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
Man, I mean, now I'm so crippled, but
Yeah. Wait, how old is he? Like, was he like 30 something?
Melton, I don't know
Yeah.
how old he is. I'm guessing he's mid 30s now.
And then you were like
Well,
40, what?
right now I'm 48. So,
So that was like, yeah, 10 years
yeah.
on. And yeah, that wasn't really a fair battle, to be honest. But
Listen, hey, I'm so happy I got to do it. I'm
oh,
so
for sure,
happy.
dude. Nobody could brag about going head to head with the Mountain. So, oh, there was this cool thing you told me about. I don't know if it was just you said that in passing, but it's regarding arm wrestling because you've won the supers, you've won the heavies, but you said, oh, one sec, I think I froze. I'll be back. Am I here? Okay, good. So you said that you okay. So you've won the supers, you've won the heavies. You told me, I don't know if it was a joke or in passing, that you wanted to diet down and win all the classes down.
Yeah, man,
Are you doing it?
it's gonna happen. So
So so your next match is a heavyweight match, right?
my next one match is super heavy.
Super heavy match. Okay.
So right now, so I'm just arm wrestling right hand, really. Okay, I'm putting
Okay.
everything in my right still. Right now, I'm the heavyweight world champion. So that's 115 kilo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm right now. The crazy thing is I'm holding the super heavyweight world title.
Also, so you get cute. You're champ
Yeah,
champ.
yeah, champ. Um,
Okay.
but the thing is, so the real champ is Levon Saginashvili.
Hmm.
You
Why
know
is
this
that?
guy?
Yeah, that you kind of like kicked your ass a little bit that one day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's incredible. Okay,
Yeah,
but what
yeah,
happened?
huge.
It, he hurt his wrist.
Ooh.
Yeah, he hurt his wrist, so he had to like kind of back away from the sport for a little bit. So during that time, there was an interim champion who I beat, and I've held it for a few matches now. So I think so. I'm now considered the kind of interim world champion. But the next match in April, 420,
Hmm?
is versus Levon.
Once again,
Once again,
the rematch.
the rematch, man. I don't know what I'm thinking going back against this guy.
Yeah, well, dude, his wrist maybe he could fucking snap his wrist.
Maybe,
Who knows? Who
maybe.
knows
I
what's
mean,
gonna
last
happen?
time he tore my bicep.
Oh, you tore your bicep last time. Fuck, man.
Last time, yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
didn't like that. I didn't like the fact
No,
that like I was like, dude, like our Canadian hero is like got smashed a little bit.
oh, dude. Here's the
Oh
thing.
man.
Levon smashes everybody.
Yeah, that's the
Everybody.
thing. It's like because isn't he like near 400 pounds, or that's a rumor?
420 pounds.
That's what I mean. He's like a
This
super super
guy,
super heavy.
Antoine, in the sport of arm wrestling, he's the best there's ever been.
Okay, so what about this? Dennis Siplinkov, prime time back in the days versus him now. Who wins?
Levon,
Levon
easy.
by far, easy. Yeah, yeah.
The dude is like so. the sport was on this level, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then what happened is like we started to have these super freaks. Dennis was probably the first of the super freaks.
Yeah.
Okay, came from strongman, so he was like total beast, converted to arm wrestling. So I mean, most arm wrestlers back, like if you had looked back like 10 or 15 years ago, uh, a lot of the best arm wrestlers were like 260 pounds. You know, that was,
Mm-hmm.
if you were 260, you could absolutely be world champion. I mean, John Brzenk was like 220, 215, and he was right around that world level for a long time. But around then, around 2013, 2014, man, the sport, it was starting to grow, and we started to get like next level, right? So now guys are like 300, 320, 330, 340, and not like not bad shape, like strong, like good
Mm-hmm.
body composition. And now there's freaking Levon, and he's
Yeah.
420 pounds, and he's an athlete,
Wow.
and his hands and his wrists, and he's not just strong, he's smart, he's got good technique, you know, he's the highest level. The sport, it's kind of a representation of where the sport is. Like the sport keeps growing and growing and growing. Our champions keep on getting bigger and more freaky and more dominant. And yeah, so I get one more shot at him.
Yeah, dude. I wish you the best. You never know.
I'm gonna need all your
The
prayers,
luck,
brother. I'm
all the
gonna
luck,
need it. I'm gonna
all the
need it.
luck, right? All the luck you were talking about.
That's right.
Yeah. So I guess after that you want to do the all the other weight classes,
Right.
dude.
So after that,
That would be sick.
no matter what, if I win or I lose, it doesn't matter. I'll defend my 115, and then I'll go 105. 105 I can still do because I walk around at like 260.
Yeah.
260. And that's me eating all the time, eating whatever I want, 260. So for me to get to like 255 is like just cleaning up my diet, even just a tiny bit, even
Mm-hmm.
250. Like that's me just eating a bit better. And then a water cut takes me to 231, which is 105.
So that's the
Easy,
heavies.
easy,
So
easy, easy.
heavy is between 200 and 235 or something.
So it's a 105 kilo.
5
So
kilos.
231.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I can fit into that category no problem anytime. That's a weight, that's a water cut for me. So the 115 is perfect. I walk around 115 all the time. Like
Yeah.
that's easy. That's really
Okay.
where I live. But I can make 105, and I don't know. The thing is, as I get older, I won't be surprised if I get a bit lighter, and who knows,
Just
maybe I can hit 95.
yeah. That's what I'm asking. Sorry, because you could. I mean, you and your wife. Yeah. I mean, most of your wife you did the crazy fasting thing. What if you just fasted like a maniac and then you feed up a little bit without getting too much weight? Because the light heavies is under 210 or something or 205,
209,
209.
95 kilo,
Yes,
209.
and then before under that is 95,
So 95, no, under that it goes to 85. So that
85.
starts,
Ooh,
that'd be
that
tough
would
for
be
me.
a challenge. That'd be a
Yeah,
challenge.
that
You-
that would probably get me in the hospital.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe let's
Yeah.
not do that.
But 209 would be a very challenging cut, but I could probably do it. But
I
I,
think
I
so.
would,
Yeah,
for that one, I would probably actually have to lose some weight for real. Like I
yeah,
probably would have to actually change my body composition a little bit.
yeah. Get
Yeah.
super ripped and stuff and lose
Yeah.
all the body fat and oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So okay, so you got the Levant match planned out, then you get that little project afterwards. But you also are gonna come to the Fitla Classic, 18th of May in Quebec City. So that event, because people have been asking me, is it like a novice tournament or it's open tournament?
I wouldn't really call it a novice, but they do have, you know, basically anybody can go. It's very interesting what's happened in arm wrestling. Um, Arm wrestling in Canada, and I'll say that this is like, this isn't East versus West. It's not King of the Table. This isn't the big time pro stuff, but everybody who's an up and coming arm wrestler, and if they're in the region, they're going to be there. They're going to be there. And I travel all around. You know, I travel all across Canada, all across the States, and it's pretty wild what's happened in Quebec.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, the level in Quebec, I'm going to say it's the highest in Canada.
Whoa,
The highest, the
that's
highest.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like, and it didn't used to be that way. I would have said, if you had asked me 20 years ago, I would have said, oh yeah, by far it's Ontario, or
Mm.
maybe Alberta, maybe BC, Quebec, maybe fourth place, maybe fifth. But now, and these guys don't all show up either. But I'm telling you, it's deep, and a lot of young guys. Like, I go to the clubs now in Quebec, it'll be massive. You'll have like 100 guys on a club night, and they'll be like 22 years and younger. All guys you don't know. Super fit, super healthy guys, strong as hell, and they know how to arm wrestle perfectly. They come
Wow.
over to Ontario and they kick everybody's ass. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
That's
going to the
awesome.
fit log is going to be a good level. Is going to be really good arm wrestling. The guys who won it last year, some of the best matches that I've seen in my life happened last year at the fit log.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And are you going to be the referee again?
Probably. Probably.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was dope. So I didn't know it was that high, much of a high level in
It
Quebec, huh?
really is. Yep. It's really good.
Mm.
Arm wrestling Quebec is very good. Really, really good stuff over there. They've got enough guys who've been doing it a long time, and now the thing is, there's so many young dudes who are all over it.
That's awesome. So
Yeah, massive new crop.
anybody from Canada can come to the Fitlog and choose to like pull if they want. That's dope. Because I'm telling you, one of my clients, I'm training Big Rob Archer at
Oh
the gym
yeah,
a little bit. Yeah, yeah. And I said, man, you should come to the Fitlog and just try to pull. He's already, is it novice or whatever, open? So I guess it's like anybody can pull, but is there really like really high level pros showing up sometimes or?
um, I'll tell you, the level is not low, but the field is big. Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
that's the way I remember it. Like, the thing is, it's just harvesting all the talent in Quebec.
Yeah.
And you got to know that the level in Quebec is high. It
Yes.
is. Now, you're not, guys are, I'd tell everybody to go. I'd tell everybody, go see where you fit in. Because it's not like every single guy is a super killer. But I'm telling you, if you're coming from out of province, it's a nice one. That is a nice tournament to test yourself. If you can go into the fit log and do well, you'll probably be set for the nationals or your
Mm.
provincials. And this year, I think that the nationals and provincials for Quebec are in Gatineau. So
Oh, right in the middle.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's
So
amazing.
it's a big year for arm wrestling in Quebec.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fun, man. It's fun. It's a great day, I'll tell you. It's a good day. And when they got all the other fitness stuff there,
Yeah.
a good place
Yeah.
to showcase our sport.
Yeah. I'll be there too. I'm actually gonna take care of the whole halftime show. I'm planning something really cool for the halftime show and stuff, and little contest with the crowd on stage. Also, I got a cool guest posing that I'm planning again. Something that's like I'm really pumped about it. Like I just got the idea last week. I'm not gonna ruin the surprise, but I'll tell you after if you want. So it's gonna be a fucking sick event, Fitlock Classic, and you can go on the Fitlock Classic website. It's in the description. Get your tickets, sign up. And for the arm wrestlers, do they have to sign up online, or you could just show up?
I think you can do both.
Okay, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And is it all day? So like, you can like do there's some random exhibitions, or it's like is it a tournament style event for arm
Tournament.
wrestling?
Yeah. If
So
it's the way it was last year, it'll be a tournament. So lots of weight classes. Um, I and listen, you're gonna have to go on the site and confirm. Okay.
okay,
I think that who knows, maybe they do have two classes like amateur and pro, but I can't say for sure, but yes, there are lots of weight classes, so you can pick men and women. So yeah, right hand, left hand. It is a great day. Hey, buddy, great day arm wrestling. Yeah, Auden just showed up. Antoine, you know that Auden, my son, has a match at the next King of the Table.
Dude, I've seen him pull with you like in a bunch of videos. Fucking awesome. At the
Yeah, he's
king of the
getting good.
table.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Yeah, well fucking keep it up, man. Go kick ass at the king of the table.
yeah.
All right. That's cool. Sweet. All right. Well, so is there anything you want to talk about or promote? Any special
Um,
advice? Any special advice to the young arm wrestlers or anybody in life?
I guess I'd say, if you're watching and you want to get involved with arm wrestling, I'd say probably the most important thing is to find a club. Um, there's probably a club not too far from where you are. You can use the ArmBet app that can help you
Mhm.
find clubs, help you find people, but use social media. There's arm wrestling discussion groups. There'll be a club who's close to you. Um, Everything is in the hand and wrist, right? So, and I always think I'm always waiting for bodybuilders to kind of start doing a little bit, just a tiny bit more of arm wrestling, right?
Yeah.
I want to see that like boom, like they hit that pronator flex,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
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 But yeah, it's another thing about arm wrestling that I think is really cool when it comes to greater fitness community is we're a great sport for after,
Yeah.
you know, if whatever you got, you hurt your back, you hurt your knee. Hey man, all you need is your hand and your arm. That's it. And you can be a world champion. Everything can be shot and you can still get out and have fun and do the sport till you're very old. So,
You're
yeah.
right. You're right. And then one last final advice in general to the struggling one out there. Not arm wrestler, can be anybody. Because you've probably dealt with your own share of fucking shit and down and struggles and shit. So what is like one advice you could give like to somebody that's like struggling with any type
Well,
of like thing?
let me think. If I could give you maybe a bit of advice, just focus on the fact that life is short. It's short and it is a gift. No matter how bad things are, you're still alive. And when it's time, you'll be taken. Um, and just continue to fight every day, continue to fight for your friends and your family. It's there's energy that we have and there's energy that we leave behind, you
Mm,
know. As a member of the human species, it's our job to continue to push the energy forward so that we can eventually be something even greater. And you are a part of that, and I'm a part of that. And whatever it is you do, just uh, just remember that you're a very special person.
yeah, that's right. We're all very special. You know what's crazy? The other day I was thinking about that. I heard it somewhere, and it made me realize that sometimes when I'm stressing about the little trivial things that don't matter, it made me. I heard that it's like if you look at the odds that of like how many chances it could have been that we were never existed. You know what I mean? Like how much people in that will never exist. And then of all these times that you could have not existed, you fucking existed as you are. And I was like, whoa. Because if you look at all the odds, just like with like just the sperm, whatever, right? The
Yeah.
timing, this and that. It's so crazy. So when you say it's a gift, it is a gift. It's pretty crazy. So when I'm stressing about the little things, I think about like the whole cosmic calendar of like what little part I am, and like you know what? It doesn't matter that if I don't finish this on time, and or I have my expectations of whatever, right? Because I think as long as I'm doing the right thing every day, and I'm proud of myself, and I'm having a positive impact, I think I'm doing the right thing. And I heard something else at yoga today, of all places. It said sometimes trying to find the meaning of life, you get even more lost because there's so many fucking, you could overthink things so much when in reality, maybe we should just be and exist, right? So yeah, it could
Yeah,
be a.
let your feelings guide you. We are
Exactly.
not. It's okay to do the things that you love to do.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Like fucking breaking arms on a freaking
yeah.
table.
That's why I'm
That's
here,
right.
and I have to continue to do that. That's my purpose.
That's your purpose right now. And so you have a website or an Instagram, something people can reach out or
Yeah,
buy
for
your
sure.
stuff, merch. What is it?
Yeah, yeah. You can find me on Instagram, on YouTube, Devon Larratt, Dev Larratt. Got a website, No Limits Arm Wrestling, uh, and you can also. I'm affiliated heavily with ArmBet. So
Awesome. Yeah,
yeah,
all in the description below. All right. Thanks, Devin. I'll see
Antoine, you're the
you.
best, buddy.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. I'll see you with the May 18th at the Fifth Lock Classic. We're gonna have a lots of
100%.
fun. Yeah.
We'll
All
see you in
right.
May, brother.
See you in May.